So this is about utilities, the importance of utilities during the open network. Now, utilities, we know, which form the DApps and stuff, have to be at least 100 of them before, and mainnet ready, of course, before we get into, it will form part of the conditions for us to get onto the open network. Now, how important are they? This I'll start with Benjamin. You have 2 minutes, Benjamin. How important are the utilities on for Pi network during the open network?
Very important. Very important, owing to the fact that for the past 10 years, at the least, as far as the crypto industry is concerned, there have only been one marketplace use case narrative that is mature. And I don't believe all the blockchain projects were actually building for the currency market. I want to believe they had original use case narrative, and somehow they are in the works. So to have an alternative marketplace, an alternative use case narrative, it's an important thing, not only for the Pi ecosystem, but for the crypto industry in general. Imagine you will find yourself in a situation where the coin market cap attracts trillions of US dollars, and an alternative market that has created a market cap of its own, probably in some hundreds of billions or even single digit billion. Is that not good for the entire crypto industry? So the utility narrative is so important, and I want it to strive. Probably we may begin to create metrics around it, like the way we have created tons of metrics around the currency market, coin market cap, coin conversion, trend narratives and stuff like that. I expect us to see same around utilities, utility cap, blah, 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 utility trends and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, I, Benjamin, can have at least two options to use my coins, either the currency market or the utility market.
Well, that's a great 2 minutes. Kim Wong, can you go? Can you tell us yours, please?
Oh, utility is really important. Now, what I heard was we had about 80 utility finished, right? I'm not sure. That's what I see from Pi Network's presentation. So 80 is, even though to our final goal, we want a lot of them, hundreds of them, but you can't just wait for these utilities to build before you go open mainnet. I think the fact that you go open mainnet quickly, a lot of people is going to jump in because they don't want to miss the opportunity to ride this fast train. So yeah, utility is very important, but I think when open mainnet, more and more developer is going to jump in. As what I like to say all the time is, if flowers bloom, a butterfly will come. If you don't, your flower is not blooming, butterflies are not coming. So I think open mainnet is really important for utility.
Yep, Woody.
See, I think more than half the reason why Pi is what Pi is today is the utility narrative. The narrative is so strong that you see even people who are selling their Pi right now, they are still very vocal about utilities. If you ask them why they believe so much in Pi or why they are advocating so much for Pi, they talk about how Pi will be used to exchange for goods and services. It's such a powerful, unique narrative that it is core to the reason why the global community has such a strong sense of loyalty and commitment towards the Pi project. It's very, very necessary because we have all seen that for Pi to actually be the revolution that it is purported to be, it has to create and operate in a market that is different from the traditional currency market that the crypto industry operates in, as Benjamin has talked about. So we need to actually fulfill that vision of Satoshi, as he put in the Bitcoin white paper, that he wanted a cryptocurrency that can be used for day-to-day payments, right? So this is the original vision of what cryptocurrency was supposed to be, a currency that people use just like they use fiat currency, right? So if Pi is already on that path, and Pi has somehow, in a very, very unique way, orientated its community, whereby the community now champions that narrative of utility everywhere. The community preaches about it, and it's a very, very good, intricate thing that cannot be taken away from Pi project generally, because of the community championing this narrative. So utility as a narrative for the ecosystem, in fact, almost the entire reason why Pi is as special as it is today.
Yeah, thank you so much, Woody. And